Hey everybody, welcome back. This is episode 439 of The Dead Pixels of the Internet with your host Joe.
And Lorne.
And here we have a special guest all the way in the foothills of Seattle. Is
Alex.
Hey.
Hey, it's Alex.
Yes, it's me.
Hey, we're it's so funny. We could have actually done this a while back, but we just never did. It's like
You know what? We're
Technology,
this fucking coronavirus has brought us closer together, man. We could have been doing this the whole time.
yeah, we could have. We're in this together, I say, huh? As the lamestream media says, how's it been going over there? What's been going on, man?
Well, it was weird, man, because we were one of the first states ever hit. So we were put in with the hysteria first. I got actually pretty sick for like a week before our state went onto lockdown. So I took a week off. Dude, I took a week off of work, and then I came back, and then our business had to shut down. Like the week I came back. So I was out for 2 weeks, and then I slowly went back to work. I had to lay off, unfortunately, like my part-time employees. So it was just me and my partner just going in. I would go in and he would stay home, and then he would go in and I would stay home. So it was weird for a little bit. But luckily our business is like no contact with our customers. So we've been fortunate enough to stay open, but man, everyone here has been, for the most part, very respectful. They've been, following the guidelines. No one's having porch parties. Dude, people are going to like the beach and like going on trails, but for the most part, we're slowly opening back up, man. It's just really sad when I like look at the news and I see all the Chicago shit happening and cases keep climbing up.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of
You guys
just
are crazy.
anywhere,
Yeah, man.
just like in different parts of Chicago. So, usually that, from the west side of Chicago, that usually what's going on.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, man. I mean, Chicago's beautiful in the summertime. I mean, you guys got to deal with, the wintertime and then spring and all the cold and flooding bullshit. And then the sun finally comes out. I don't blame people so much for going out sometimes, man, because it's just such a nice city to be out. But at the same time, it's like, damn, dude, like we got to just cancel summer this year. Just deal with it. Just stay inside, dude. Just forget it. Just
Nah, man, they want to go out, man. They want to be out there.
Yeah.
Can't stop stupidity.
You can't, dude.
Yeah, you can't do that. It's not good. But how does it feel to? You were the sole reason we do the Chicago Minute now. We're just like, because we haven't seen you since like I think it was like August or July. Was it? What was
Since
that?
Last year, dude. Since my wedding, yeah.
Yeah, like that was August though, right? Or was it earlier than that?
No, it was. I should know when I got married. Yeah, it's August 3rd. Yeah, yeah, we'll go with that.
So yeah, that's like it's funny because we met up with you. We were hanging out talking, and then it's like, hey, it'd be nice if you did something like Chicago, talk about Chicago for a minute. Like, okay, I guess, and we just ran with it. Like, okay, sure. There you go, Chicago Minute. Our Chicago Minute is. They say that we were planning to reopen back up in the end of May, and I'm just like, that's not a smart idea. I don't know.
Man, you know what? Like I said, I see it both ways. Just because, from a business standpoint, yeah. I mean, there's so many. The big businesses aren't gonna get hurt, man. It's these fucking little shops, dude, that are just They need to pay the rent, and they need to provide jobs for the employees. So I feel the struggle. I mean, if you can open up safely, then yeah, do so. But I mean, if you're doing massages or cutting hair, or you own a gym, sorry, you can't open. That's way too risky, dude.
Well, here the thing is, the barbershops are going to open up in June.
Ooh.
So
is everyone happy for that? That doesn't affect me personally. And for me, it's like, I'm good with my hair.
Yeah, dude. I was good with mine. I was growing mine out. Like I have a really big full beard now. But Athena, my wife, was just she ordered some clippers off of Amazon, and she gave me that number 2. And I'm looking super fresh, man. So
that's cool.
I got that.
Well, for me, I am going to the barbershop in June the 3rd, so
wow,
I'll go risk it. But
Yeah,
my
she's
barber
awesome.
been safe though, so she's like pretty much appointment based, so that's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Yeah,
I mean,
I use
if
gloves
she
though.
could set an appointment. Sorry, dude. Sorry, I was gonna
No, yeah,
say
go
like
ahead.
if she could set an appointment and like, you know, okay, like the person before you, like she cleans it up and then like she disinfects it and then like you come in, then that's a good way to do it. Or you know, I'm even seeing some barbers like go to people's houses and whatnot, or like do it outside.
Yeah.
You know, that's people are coming up with creative ways to do it, man, and that's really cool to see sometimes too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
That's cool.
So yeah. But I'm thinking like, are they gonna have gloves or something? Or gonna when they cut hair or?
Well, most barbers wear gloves cutting hair.
Oh, I haven't been to an
Well,
actual barber in like I don't know, 10 something years, so
yeah, but
I don't know what goes on.
well now like most barbers like do usually use gloves and stuff for just in case if like if because hair it gets a little tiny so it gets everywhere so sometimes they use different type of gloves and different type of procedures to protect themselves.
Hmm. Oh, that's good.
So
At least, yeah, like I said, when if it does seem to happen, and then if it goes smoothly, then that'd be we're gonna get back to somewhat being normal, you know,
yeah,
because it's been
Yeah.
almost like what 2 months now, at least
Time
at
is
this
just
point.
fucking melting into each other. I just
You haven't been in
I'm,
quarantine though, right? You've been going to work basically.
yeah, Monday through Friday, man. But even then, it's I can't believe it's end of May already. It still feels like March. It's this whole period, like, and then when people are talking about opening back up in May, or you know, my wife has a flight to Chicago in June. I'm like, I don't know. Even dates like in August or September, I'm still like, I don't even know when we can fly again, or when it would be
Oh,
wise to fly again. You know?
like I said before, like I think I said like even though if we do open up or if it's a couple months now, that's still that lingering fear of like, oh, it's still out there. It's not completely
Yeah,
gone.
yeah.
it's not gonna go away. So
The
whatever.
perception, yeah, is still going to be a little bit paranoid, and you know that unfortunately, you know, might even like cause like some businesses to just go completely, like industries to go out, like even like movie theaters. Like
Oh yeah,
I don't know how that's going to come back.
that's
Well,
crazy.
movie theaters is I think AMC is like done for.
Well, they said like, oh, we're just because of trolls, we're not gonna show any more Universal movies. I'm like, that's dumb. Uh,
Jeez, yeah,
um,
yeah.
but there are people pushing for that too. Like, oh, now we're just gonna go all digital. I'm like, I don't know.
It's
Well,
not the same. It's not the same.
digital's cool, but the prices for digital is like, no,
Prices for
no.
digital are good if you have kids, because it's mostly
Yeah.
kid movies. Like, if you're gonna spend like on your little ones for like $8 plus you for 10, and your husband or whatever is gonna be
Yeah.
another 10. So that's honestly like that's a better price than taking 4
Uh-huh.
kids to the theater. But yes, if you want to watch it yourself singly, $20 is like that's a lot of money just to
Yeah,
rent a movie. But
basically.
you watch it from your home. That's you still save money by like not going, parking, gas, and all that stuff.
Mhm.
I still say
Yeah,
it evens out.
And realistically, I mean, you get to see that that's actually the price of a movie. You know,
Yeah.
just like the same thing with like video games. Like a video game doesn't cost $60. Like it's usually
Yeah.
like 80 to $100 once you like get all the DLC and all the extra content.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Just because that's the actual cost. But people don't want to pay more than $60 for a video game because they've been paying that same amount for what couple decades now.
Yeah.
No. I just say video games used to be higher back in the day. Like Nintendo cartridges used to be like $70 to $80, depending on the game.
You're right, dude.
Mhm. So pretty much it's just the 60 have been like flattened for at least a good like what the Xbox 360 days, I have to say. Like in that console generation, so like the PS3, Xbox 360, that $60 was like 50 to 60 was at that minimum price. And then we just learned then we just accept it as like, okay, this game is $60. Unless it's a special edition.
Yeah, that's how they're getting around that. It's like you can get this Founders Edition with a nice little statue.
Mhm.
But yeah, you've been going to work, and I imagine it's about the same here because once we got into lockdown over here, I noticed it. It's like, man, there's like nobody out here. But because right now I'm also laid off, not laid off, I'm temporarily laid off. it feels like I feel like I've been on summer vacation basically, because it's just like, well, I get up, I have nothing to do, I just stay inside most of the day, and I haven't had a summer vacation in like a couple years. So it's like, oh man, I think I'm gonna get used to this, and I don't, and it's gonna be bad in the long run, because I'm just like, I kind of like doing that, not doing anything.
It's I was like that for me for a little bit. Not the first week, because I was sick for like that first week I took off of work. I was sick for maybe 2 or 3 days. But my partner was like, "Yo, stay home, stay the fuck home. Like we don't need you at work right now." But when I was healthy for the week after, when we went on lockdown, like my sleep schedule was fucked. I was staying up until maybe 4 a.m. Like I was super lazy, man. I felt like how I was living like when I was in my late teens, like that kind of same schedule, just no desire to do anything. It was terrible. And I feel a lot of people are, changing their schedule dramatically. And it's, man, that's no bueno, dude. Cause then, I don't know. Yeah. People are going to get used to it. Like a lot of my employees, for example, like we're starting to, pick up back on our businesses because some businesses are opening back up. And I talk to my employees. I'm like, hey, do you guys want to come back to work? And they're like, actually, we're making more money off of unemployment than if we were to work with you.
That is the sad truth right there. Same thing for me. I'm just like, man, this isn't. I know it's gonna, not gonna be a permanent thing, but this just feels nice for now.
I mean, and I don't blame them. I would make the same decision. Why come to work when you're making more money off of unemployment? It just, and it doesn't affect, you don't get penalized for it. Like, they're still looking for a job, obviously, but why not take that money, dude? I'm not hating, dude.
Yeah, no, it is the beginning of 2020, huh? Like, oh, we're entering the roaring 20s. Like, yeah, we're roaring, all right.
Yep.
Roaring down to hell.
But but on the flip side, there's always a silver lining to everything. I mean, look how great gaming is going right now, dude. It's the best it's ever been.
Games are
it's so awesome.
If I'm like I said before, like if this happened like when I was a teenager, probably like when online wasn't as bumping as it was, and digital distribution wasn't as heavily used as it is today, I'd be like, oh, I'd be so bored.
Yeah, I mean, even then, without like digital distribution, like GameStop is still doing like curbside pickup. Like, I don't think it would have slowed down gaming. Yeah, I mean, I guess gaming in like the multiplayer sense, but so many good games are going on right now. Like the Animal Crossing, Doom, Resident Evil, Warzone is free. Everything, dude. Everything is so great right now.
How you like? Go on.
Yeah. But like I have to say, within that, like the new console that's supposed to come out, I don't think they're not gonna come out this year, honestly, because it's just the hype around this is not. Who's going to be like, yeah, I will get the new PlayStation 5 right now, or go get like the new Xbox when it decide to come out. But like, okay, but what about the games gonna come out? I will wait till like another year to get the games, because the games will look like. Okay, I'm not sure if this is far dating back, but you remember how like when the first Xbox 360 games, they was all like completely garbage looking.
All I remember, it was the first Gears of War.
The Gears of War looked good.
Viking.
That's it. The Gears of War, the Madden looked like trash. It looked like yesterday. It's like all sports games and all like first party games sometimes look like trash.
Well, Viva Pinata was one of the early
Oh my
ones.
god, I forgot about that. Dude.
No, I keep thinking back like the PlayStation 3 Gundam game.
Yeah, they didn't have anything either. They had the Dragon game. They had something else for the first.
Yeah, it just
Gran Turismo.
A handful of games. Oh, they didn't have Gran Turismo.
Oh, I mean, Resistance, the first Resistance.
Yeah.
That franchise.
Yeah, like come on, Gran Turismo only came out like a good couple times, but they had like, oh, don't worry, the real Gran Turismo will come out. It never did. It never did. And I used to like Gran Turismo too until Forza came along.
Yeah, Forza is now at least I feel like it's gonna be the one that people, at least when they play racing games, like, oh yeah, Forza, there you go.
Yeah,
that is Burnout. They never really show their Burnout or anything like that.
Well, that's kind of sad. Yeah, I miss Burnout.
Well, guess who owned Burnout? Do you know?
EA.
Criterion?
Yeah, EA owned Burnout, so that's Need for Speed right there.
I guess.
So, you want a new Need for Speed game? There you go.
Yeah,
It's Burnout, baby.
Burnout.
Well, let me just ask you a question first. Like, how do you feel about Doom Eternal? After I played it like a month ago, I finished it. I still that was still a good game. It just sucks that it's not as staying power of like other games that are currently out right now.
Well, I haven't touched the multiplayer, so I can't speak on that at all. I've seen video of it, clips of it, and it looks interesting.
Yeah, I never set foot in the multiplayer. I'm just like, I'm fine with the single player itself.
The campaign and the single player, I'm playing it on not the hardest difficulty, but the one below it. But it's a lot of fucking fun. I love that game so much. There's so many little Easter eggs, so many little tributes. The game doesn't take itself too seriously, but at the same time, it does a lot of things really, really right. I'm having a hard time trying to find something I don't like about that game. It's
for me, it's like the end game of content because it's like, there's nothing left, and they say like, there's 2 more levels coming out soon. I'm just like, but when is that though? Because I really want to go back to it.
But you know what? After I appreciate a game that knows when to end.
Yeah, that is true.
Especially like coming off of like a Fallen Order, how well that game was too. Another tremendous game.
See, I wanted to play that game too. I was like, now that I'm fully into the Star Wars mythos as it is, I'm just like, okay, now I can get into that game.
Fallen Order has one of the best Star Wars storylines.
Really? Better than The Mandalorian? Record. Come on now.
You'll see why. The characters in it are really nice. In the beginning, it's a little bit sleepy, but once the story starts to develop, you're like, oh, wow. And just when the timeline takes place, it gives it a lot of good juicy moments for other characters in the main Star Wars to make appearances.
So wait, did that game came out this year?
Came out last year.
November,
year,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think around that time with like Death Stranding and Fallen Order came out within the same months.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I was trying to remember. I was just like, oh yeah, that game came out.
Yeah, right.
Completely forgot. Yeah. Also, if COVID was not going around, guess where I would be at?
In Texas.
No. Combo Breaker, baby.
Oh yeah, Combo Breaker. That's right. That's also supposed to be the week after. That sucks.
Yep. Are fighting game tournaments still going on? Online?
I honestly online maybe.
So Evo is going to do an online thing for Evo. It will be an Evo online.
Oof.
For the whole week of July. It will be different tournaments going on. Like the weekends of July, it will be different tournaments. There will be a KI tournament. There will be a KI online, open invitation. There will be Skullgirls, Mortal Kombat, Fighting Herd. Like a bunch of different good games that's good online. Also, they said goodbye to Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Oh, wow.
No one not gonna play that online. And also they go do a special game, they go do 8 games gonna be really good for the special edition. I guess special invitation only. I guess they gonna probably have them fly different players, and they go have them separate. I'm not too sure, but details may come out soon. But no one knows what's going on with Evo. With pretty much Street Fighter, Tekken, Soul Calibur, those games right there, they're not too sure of. But the rest of the games who has good online multiplayer, they going to do an online tournament for them.
You know what? There's a lot of good and bad in that. I guess the good part is that that gives you access to a lot of players who weren't able to travel to Evo to compete. But at the same time, it's you don't get the crowd, you don't get the hype. You still get a little bit of the input lag, so that gives advantages to I would assume bigger, stronger characters to be more viable that they want.
True, I think there's a requirement of certain things that either they have to be wired connection or it's just. But the thing is how you gonna prove it? They have a wired connection. You take a picture of your internet thing.
It's like, hey,
Okay, yeah.
You might make them just do like a speed test or something. Like, oh, yo, run a speed test. Let me know what it looks like. And then they're like, okay, you have to have like 100 megabit connection before
it's
you
like,
enter
yeah,
it.
it's 100. You just pose in Photoshop. Haha, look at that.
Yeah. Time and date,
1,000.
your hand.
Well, there's no sports. There's only esports now, baby.
Actually, the sports are coming back, son.
But there was for a while it was just esports because like I remember they're doing. I was watching a little bit of the Overwatch competition. I was like, oh wow, they're doing it, from home
Who's
now.
watching Overwatch now?
Well,
No one
I
watches
did just
Overwatch.
because like, oh, it's still on.
I think the ultimate fall off of all this is Overwatch. I don't see no more fandom for Overwatch no more. It fell out so bad. I was
They
like, oh.
released a new character. They're in there. I opened it up and they're like, oh yeah, now it's our 4th anniversary. I'm like, oh my god, it's been 4 years. Like I forgot.
I think all the hype is going to that new game, Valorant. Have you guys seen it? It's kind of like Counter-Strike.
Oh
With, like,
no,
powers.
I have not.
No.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I'm not a fan of Counter-Strike or games like it, but it's getting pretty up there in Twitch.
Isn't that the one where they have like also powers too? It's like Counter Strike with powers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I seen that game.
Yeah,
Yes,
then, yeah, I've seen that one. Huh. I guess so, but yeah, go on.
Well, I would have to say is I'm like, okay, that's like I say, Overwatch is. I won't say not dead, but I just think it's like a lot of people just like,
not as big as it was. I mean, I don't know. I'm not heavily into it anymore.
I think a lot of people just fall off with Blizzard. They just like, you know what, Blizzard, we good. We don't need you.
Well, after that thing that happened last year with the whole like Hong Kong thing, that didn't help.
Yeah. Remember the Hong Kong thing? Wow, that was like almost a half a year ago.
I was listening to like earlier episodes too, and be like, wow, you would not expect like, oh, it's in a couple of months. A lot of the stuff you knew is not gonna be the same anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of sucks that just Corona came and was like, yeah, your point is moot right now. I'm the center of attention. So
everything you say is mute. Oh, what about this all day? It's mute. People left and right, son. Sorry.
Well, speaking
are you
of
Corona? Nope.
Speaking of the Chicago Minute, you guys been watching The Last Dance?
I finished The Last Dance.
Oh, you finished it. I
Yeah,
probably
it
started
came
like
out.
a couple days ago because I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna watch this, and then like, oh, I can just watch it on the Sling app or whatever. And it's uncensored.
I have all downloaded. I mean, I have all the episodes downloaded. I just wanted to wait till it was over. So I think this weekend, tomorrow, I'm gonna watch them all.
It is over.
Yeah, I think last Sunday was the last episodes of it.
It's a really good documentary. It's fantastic.
I can't wait.
Also, learn about Michael Jordan being a big dick.
I mean, but it's kind of warranted though, because he is like, you saw his legacy, and you're like, yeah, you can see why he's like that.
I always saw that.
But yeah, it's like 10 episodes or something like that, right? It's hold on. You guys over there?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
There it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I got disconnected.
Whoa. But yeah, talking about the thing, it's kind of cool because they said like, oh yeah, we've sent them a film crew, and they just had that footage in the '98. It's like, wow, that looks pretty good for that. Whenever you guys recorded that. But
well, they had to retouch it up anyway, so standard definition.
The cameras back then were still pretty good, but it was just like the broadcasting it on TVs where the quality degraded. So I can't wait to see all that footage, man. That was such a crazy time.
Being in the Chicago during that time, because that thing was like '93. Because I remember I think I was in Chicago, probably arrived here like around '91 or something like that. And
91, he says.
It gives me very big nostalgia feels because watching that, hearing the old sounds of the NBA, because that was like what my parents would did. They just watched that, and just seeing like the video quality of like it's funny when you see like old school video quality of like they go up to the lights and then they go back down and you see a trail. I'm just like, that's such an old school thing right there.
Yeah.
But I like I like how they did it though, because one episode will be all about Dennis Rodman, one episode will be about Scottie Pippen. It's like that's cool. You really get to deep dive into those guys' lives.
It goes a little bit more focused like on that particular season of like that Chicago Bulls on night on 2000 not 2000 1997 98 season. And it's pretty interesting to see like all the stuff that was going on behind the scenes and what the team was, and realize that I know my mother was watching this. Was pretty much I remember all these different things, and still to this day, I look at it. I'm just like, why did this person handle it like this? Why did this person have to say it like, oh yeah, it's the last season of Phil Jackson? He cannot say like wait till the end of the like season, but he's like, doesn't matter of blah 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 blah. It's the last season of this and that. I'm just like, yeah, I remember this character. This guy was just dumb. He was idiot, and it just. And I know a lot of sports talks like, well, was he right to do this? Like, no, he was not right. You had the best player in the whole NBA. And pretty much, he only thing he asked for is just to play with his favorite coach. That's it. But also realize that the Chicago Bulls are the most cheapest franchise of all time as well too.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting to look back and just realize, like, man, a lot of these arguments, it was mostly just these people just being pretty petty towards each other.
Petty, and it's just like it's just hey, I want to get like gratuity. It seemed like it's like hey, I want to get my roses too. And if you don't get your roses, then I'm gonna be mad at you because I want success. I want to be famous. I want to be that big name. I want to be like, oh yeah, I know who put all this together, and be like, well, you did, but at the same time, you don't have to be like, hey, no, look at me.
Hey, that
was that fanfare.
That was those days, man. Like. It was a good time to be Chicagoan that time. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not gonna spoil the ending for you, but at the end, it's kind of like a trolling moment, and like when the credits start to roll, it's just a trolling moment, and just like yes, the soul still burns. I would say.
Well, okay. Yeah, that's true. But it's gonna come to Netflix. That's the thing. Like.
Netflix produced it too. It was partner.
Yeah, it's gonna. I think they said it's July. I'm like, oh, maybe I was thinking like maybe I'll wait till that time. But I'm like, I'll just watch it now. I got nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do in this quarantine life.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much like stuff there is on Netflix. Like, and it's like it makes me wonder. It's like, how do any of these shows get money? Like, I know it's just from like the subscriptions, but is it all from subscriptions? Like,
it has to be. I mean, unless they do some kind of partnership with some kind of like brand or something.
It's nuts, man.
It is weird to think like, man, that's how the new technology works. Like almost about 10 years ago, like you wouldn't say like, oh, let's watch something on Netflix.
You'd be like, watch some old shows on Netflix? No,
yeah, I know, right? But now they're a force to reckon. Now it's like, anyone in here gonna get HBO Max?
No.
Damn, all the hate for HBO Max, jeez.
Hey man, HBO Max will have the new Justice League.
Yeah, the Zack Snyder cut.
When did Justice League came out? Like what, 2016, 17?
Something like, I think it was 2017. It must have been. Yeah, it came out a while back.
And it's now the 3-year anniversary cut of pretty much that. Like, yes, let's rewatch Justice League. Like, that's a perfect film.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it yet, so that might be a good reason to get HBO Max. I did not know that.
I mean, there's a couple of things on HBO Max I look at. I'm just like, that looks like it might be good, But they're gonna bring back the Boondocks, and I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
What with Aaron McGruder though?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because like the later seasons of the Boondocks were not great.
Yeah, it's not.
So they had 4 seasons though. I
But
think,
the
right?
Boondocks not gonna be the same though because John Witherspoon's dead.
Oh yeah,
Right. His son, dude. Have you heard his son? His son sounds just like his dad.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
It's gonna be in the back of your mind, like that's not him.
Yeah, exactly. Just like his son, I enjoy his son's work, but just like it's not Pops though.
Right.
That's true. They're gonna have, just like they're gonna have their own programming. They also have like, it's so weird to me. Like they have Rick and Morty that's gonna be on there. They're gonna have The Big Bang Theory and like a bunch of other stuff. And it's like, what the hell is? I thought like HBO Max was just gonna be HBO, but I don't know more. It is more, but it's like, what the hell is HBO Max? I don't understand it, but whatever.
Well,
they're doing
who owns HBO? I think it's on what company owns HBO?
I think it's like Warner Brothers, right? Because a lot of the Warner Brothers stuff is on there.
Probably so.
A
say
Time Warner company. That's what I imagine.
Oh yeah,
Warner Media.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they have they're gonna have all of HBO stuff there too. So like they have HBO stuff plus extra things. I'm just like, damn, they are really gunning hard for whatever your attention.
Oh, hey, go. What about Real Sex? Oh,
No,
classic.
that was on HBO Go. I remember that. For a while when I had like HBO Go, they had it on there. Like I remember this, and then I was like, it's not as good as I remember it. Now with the access to
hoping for boobs. They only just talk about like random stuff. Welcome to the Glass Dildo House. I don't want to watch this. I want to watch sex.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because they're doing this right now. Because I will be the only. I'll say this. I'm the one that got HBO. I'm getting HBO Max just because like I want to see what's gonna go on with this. Because they're doing a special deal of like if you get it now, it's $11.99 for like a year, and then after that it's gonna be $14.99. But since it's gonna come out next week, I have access to HBO Now, which is that's weird. Like HBO has 3 different apps. I like what the hell.
Yeah, HBO Now, HBO Go, and HBO Max.
Yeah.
Why not have all the HBOs together?
That's what they should do. They should just erase HBO Go. But I was on there. I'm just like, oh man, HBO. I was on HBO Max and I was on HBO Now. I saw all the shows. Like, wow, I can finally watch this show. And I'm watching like the newest season of Curb Your Enthusiasm on there.
So great.
It's so good. I'm just like, holy crap.
The best, Jerry. The first episode when he took the kid's selfie stick and just broke it. Oh my god.
Yeah,
everything.
He's living in a different world, and I'm like, I want to live like him. I want to open with Spite stores too.
Spite store.
Is it the last season of Curve? I'm guessing.
I don't know. That's what people thought about like the Seinfeld season. Like, oh yeah, that season's gonna be his last one, but he was off for a while. He just does it when he wants, and also they're like not even 30 minutes anymore. It's whatever its length is. It's this length. One episode's like 39.
Really?
One episode's like 39 minutes. Another episode's like 28. The other one's like 35. And it's like, wow, they just give them like, yeah, if whatever you need, just do it.
That's so good.
Yeah, it helps it a lot. But yeah, I'm glad I'm watching that show. But that's one of the shows that consistently stays funny to me. Because like, oh yeah. And when I finished It's Always Sunny like a couple months ago on Hulu, I was like, oh, that was a good. It got weird for some reason. That season felt like a little too political for its own taste, because they kind of do like just whatever funny jokes. But now I was like, that was like a lot of funny parallels to like real world stuff.
I'm trying to remember the season. It was it ended with the laser tag one.
Yeah, they did the laser tag one. That was the one where they did the woman's right to chop.
Right. Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah, because it's like, it's like an allegory for what women do to their bodies. Like, see, that's funny. Yeah. I like that because it's like kind of subtle, but not really. It's like, but yeah, that's a good show though.
I think the only thing I had HBO for a little bit, and then once Game of Thrones ended, I cut it off, and then I'm like, okay, and then I brought it back for Curb, and then I shut it off again. So. I'm gonna see what else they have. But I just got Disney Plus.
Oh, you just got it, huh?
Yeah. No, not just. I mean, like at the beginning of the year to watch Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
But I haven't seen anything else on it.
It for me right now, Disney Plus is kind of like a standby. It's like sometimes I'll watch a couple movies I've not seen. Like, oh, I haven't seen this one yet. I'll rewatch like Well, that's where I watched all the Star Wars. That's the thing. That's what I watched it all in there. So I watched, and it sucks. Like if they ever plan to release the original footage of the Star Wars, not the weird CGI filled
Right.
Not
trilogy.
the George Lucas version.
Yeah. So I watched it that way. I'm just like, yeah, you can totally tell this is not what was inside the original cut. But hey, that's what I did.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. If like because there's so many like backlash from like how they did like The Simpsons and stuff. I don't know why they don't just allow you to just go to a specific episode or show and then like give it an option to say, oh hey, play the 1974 version, or hey, play the box letter version, or
No, I think they're doing that.
fixes.
They listen to the fans. They're gonna release it sometime next year. Which like wow, it takes that long to
That's awesome.
convert it.
Or 5 years from now.
Yeah. But that's honestly one of the best things too. Like, oh, I can just watch only the first 10 seasons of Simpsons. That's it. I don't want to watch the other ones.
Right.
They got the
Dude,
movie-
it's so great. Like my TV at work, I just put on just like The Simpsons. Like it's just 24/7 like Simpsons playing on my Apple TV at work. It's
That's
awesome.
great. But yeah, like I said, it's a placeholder because like, oh, I just want to watch this because the Marvel stuff is gonna be on there, and I want to watch
Eventually.
the Marvel shows. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like at least that's something to look forward to because right now it's like I watch all the other Plus stuff. I'm just like, this isn't that good.
Even the Jeff Goldblum one.
That was okay. I was like, that was fun because he has a fun personality. But that was only like 8 or so episodes. So after that, you're just like, there's really not much on there unless you really like Disney. You want to watch the old stuff like Goof Troop or something like that. And even then, I'm just like.
But I'm also surprised because I heard like there's different versions of Disney Plus. There's the Disney Plus, the one that's like $11, whatnot, and then you get like all the Disney platforms that they own.
Well, you get Hulu and I think like ESPN.
ESPN,
in that package. Which I mean, like I already got Hulu, so I'm not gonna get it for ESPN.
Hey man, ESPN Plus, you get that Jordan doc.
Yeah, I mean,
no
right now what they have is like the best price. Like it's like what $7 a month or something like that. That's honestly the best price for the amount of quality you have. If you've never seen most of the Disney stuff, other than that,
right? You just go back and just watch it. Yeah.
But yeah.
That Lorne's still good though. I like that series for the most part. The first 3 episodes were really good, and after that, I was like, oh okay, it was all right. I just can't wait for the next season.
Yeah. There's some things that were okay. They're just pandering in some episodes, and I get it. And the story didn't feel as connected. It just kind of felt like
pieces together.
Yeah, it's just disjointed and whatnot. It didn't. The last episode was pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it because Taika Waititi directed that one, and then that was the episode that we punched the Baby Yoda.
Oh, that was the best, dude.
That was like,
I
thank you. That
dude, my wife
there.
turned and looked at me. She's like, "Why are you laughing?"
Those 3 months of the Baby Yoda where I saw that, I'm just like, I don't like this. I remember that.
You know what? It was to me. Okay, Baby Yoda was cool. Like I like him, but to me, okay, this is how I saw it. I saw like they were pitching a show. They're like, all right, we're gonna do a bounty hunter, right? And it's gonna be a story on how it's gonna be a weird timeline where it's like before this happens, and so it gives it an opportunity to tell the story. And it's gonna be gritty. It's gonna be the Star Wars for older people, who don't really like the mainstream films. And then they're like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Why don't we have a cute character in there too? Let's throw in a baby Jar Jar or Baby Yoda. That's it. All right, we got the show, Baby Yoda show. Let's go. Let's run with it. I just felt like that meeting had to take place where it was we got to have something cute in it. Like,
of course, it's Disney.
Yeah. If it didn't have it, I don't think the show would have suffered at all. Like, yeah, they could have done without it. But I mean, it was kind of like it could have been like in any other because they already had like a baby Boba Fett, not Boba Fett. What do you call it? Jabba the Hutt, in like the Clone Wars movie. So it was like, it gotta have baby something, because it was mostly like that the whole reason for that show was he had to protect the Baby Yoda. Like, I don't know, he could have just had more cool high flying adventures. I liked it when Bill Burr was on it. That was cool.
I'm surprised that season 2 is gonna come out so soon. It's gonna be this fall, right? Or
I think so,
next fall?
I believe so.
Well, just think about how far they were filmed, though.
Right.
So they probably did all this before like all this happened. Everything's just in like post production now.
Well, I hope so. I mean, that's pretty much their flagship. Like, oh, we got this and a couple other stuff, but not on here right now.
Is Black Widow still coming out?
I don't.
Yeah, in November or
sometime.
in the fall?
November. I believe it's coming out in November.
So they pushed it back, but it's still really okay. That's good.
And what's cool though is you can see toys of Taskmaster in Target. And I'm like, hey, it's Taskmaster. I would have never thought you would have seen a toy of Taskmaster at all. Which is kind of cool. I'm like, wow. Yeah. But then we're not gonna see it this year. We were just like, oh, that's the one we're gonna be waiting for. Saw's not coming out this year. It comes out next year.
Well, your Fast and Furious not coming out at all either.
No. A lot of stuff isn't coming out like all at least this year. It's like what's going on?
Well, Tan's supposed to come out.
Supposed to come out, which I'm just like, hot. They say like in theaters. I'm like, are you sure about that? They just proclaimed it like it's gonna be the thing.
It could be the first movie in theaters, the only movie in theaters.
I know that's. I mean, I'm genuinely curious. Like, I want to know what this movie's about because it looks kind of cool.
It's gonna be about time travel, son.
Not time travel. It's
time cop.
I don't know what they said. They was like, oh, it's in Undoing or something like that.
And have you seen the movie Time Cop? Then you understand.
But yeah, that's supposed to come out too, and there's no time to die. That's gonna come out later on this Thanksgiving. So I was like, I want to watch all those things. But that's cool stuff now is like, oh, even on Disney Plus, like all the stuff that came out, like the movies that came out like almost like last year, they're like, oh yeah, you can just watch on Disney Plus now instead. So that's like, should I just go outside and watch a movie from Disney, or can you just wait until it's on Disney Plus anyways?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are going to go towards that route, man. Or, maybe if you open up Disney Plus, it'll be like, oh, hey, for $5 you can, or for like $10 you can watch the newest release. Click here, and then it adds onto your, builds to your account. That might be a good option too. Like you could still see it in the movie theater, but you want to stay home, watch it. You could maybe a week after it releases. Why not?
You give them ideas.
All the ideas.
That one Disney guy listening to our podcast, like, hey, Disney guy, PayPal.
That boy knows.
The microtransactions.
Boy knows the truth. We must get them.
Wow, an app with that'd be funny. Like Disney, the first one to have microtransactions in a streaming app, and that wouldn't be
500 Disney points for a Pumbaa skin.
Oh my god! You can lock the avatar for like by watching a full season of The Mandalorian.
That's a good idea, man. That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, they do it. They have the chance to do it.
We want all his benefits go to us.
We want to be the marketing guys for Disney. Like, oh yeah, just do this.
Yeah, why not? They don't have none right now.
I'm pretty sure they'll look at yeah.
Have any of you guys done any kind of like 3D experience at any of those like cafes or anything? VR. I mean,
like VR stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have a VR thing, so I can't really do that. But I know what you're talking about. You can still go on the computer and like look at, the virtual experience of going to this thing. But I don't have.
The movie theater. Yeah. There's a few places in Chicago that like had like VR cafes. They were like on Groupon, so I checked a few of them out, and they're pretty cool. But like one of the apps was like, yeah, you can go into a movie theater and like you can pick whatever seat you want and look around, and it's like you're in a movie theater, and like you can even add in options like people mumbling in the background or like cell phones being brought up. Like it's crazy, man.
Right. Well, who would want to pay attention to a cell phone being brought up? Like, yeah, I want to enjoy this VR experience. It feels like real life. Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, just like in the real movie theaters, you can add like hecklers or people talking, little mumbles and stuff.
That's awful. I don't want that at all.
With sticky floors.
I was going to ask.
I don't think so.
I know Joseph on this experience. The guy who gave the thumbs up on what movie we was watching one time?
What do you mean? What are you talking
about? The fun guy. The guy who was putting his thumbs down, then he put his arms up.
Oh, we were watching fucking John Wick 2. You're talking about Laughing Boy. The guy,
Laughing Boy,
for like an extra $10, you can have Laughing Boy in front of you, just raising his hands up every time something cool happens. A good trailer happens, he puts a thumbs up or the thumbs down. I'm like, boy.
Like, Laughing Boy, like, yeah, I don't like this because it has women in it.
Jesus.
Got him. Why are you trying to... Why are you trying to ruin my experience again? It's like, I know how he's doing.
Surviving quarantine, mate.
Surviving quarantine. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. It is. It does feel weird. Have you felt that too? Like where you feel like I should be doing something nice right now, but since everything's closed, it's like you can't, and it's like it's the feel of disappointment. I have that sometimes, like during the weekends. I know because usually I was in that mood, like I should be doing something, and like I can't go to Half Price. That's not open. I can't go to Bucktown because most of the stores are closed. That sucks.
I mean, that's normal, man. It's normal to feel that way. I mean, like I could still go out to parks or go to restaurants and support them by ordering takeout or even going to like a park to go walk and stuff. But I'd rather just stay inside sometimes, even if the weather is nice, just because shit's not normal right now. It just isn't. Yeah. I don't want to get a funny look because I cough inside my face mask and get dirty looks or anything like that. Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I already hate people in crowds. So this is pretty great for me.
I mean, that's also kind of crazy too. Like they normalized the face mask. I remember when me and Lorne were talking about it before. We were like, oh man, that's not gonna help. And then like we were like, oh, don't wear a face mask if you don't have it. And now it's standard. Like yeah, you gotta have a face mask. And now,
yep, face mask everywhere.
Yeah.
Like wear the face mask. If you don't, then you get kicked out. And you're like, okay, okay. But no,
yeah.
But during this whole quarantine experience, it made me realize that people get really bored, so they go to like these big box stores like a Walmart or Target, and just for the social experiment, you'd be like, "What are you doing here? Why are you here?" I mean, just not like, "Oh, let's go every once in a while." No, just every day, just want to go there. And just like, are you that bored at your house that you just want to go to a retail store and buy a lot of stuff, and then people don't understand and like, hey, these people like, hey, you can't really on the 6 feet back, please, and they like, what do you mean 6 feet? You mean get closer to you? No. Like, can you please not stand so close to me? Oh, stand close to you? Can I hurt you, please?
Also,
Walmart, God, it's just like some mystical place where just rules don't apply. Like I went to Walmart during quarantine, and I agree. Yeah, people were just not social distancing. Where like other stores, like everyone, like there's X's on the floor, and everyone stays on their X, and people move to the side to let people pass through with enough room. But Walmart is just a different animal, man. Like the employees are beginning to fight with the customers, and God bless those employees, man. They got the patience of a saint to just put up with all that, because people are gonna be rebellious in that store, and like they're not gonna care. Or, they're just being trolls, and oh man. But people, man. They just go there to like people watch, and it's retail therapy for a lot of people, even though they don't need to be there. They just, hey, I'm gonna buy $10 worth of knickknacks, and I did something today,
Mm-hmm. It's so weird that like it just be at this point in society that like the highlight of it going to a Walmart or Target just to people watch is like, okay, guy.
Well,
okay, boomers. Let's calm down.
I know, like, they do that thing, too, where, like, oh, yeah, you can go, this aisle's one way now. And then I think, like, 80% of people don't follow that. Because they just, like,
more like
I'm
100.
Yeah, it's probably, like, 95% of people don't even look at the floor, like, oh, yeah, there's an arrow this way, which I'm, like, I'm guilty of that, too. I'm like, this is, weird.
No,
Target one-way aisles, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I've noticed it here. I don't know if over in Seattle if they have that.
So in Illinois they got one way out, so you only supposed to go this particular way because of safety precautions and everything. But a lot of people like Joe don't follow the rule.
Hey, everyone, all right, you can't just throw me in.
Spreading coronavirus.
Yeah, spreading that coronavirus. Got that corona. So
I'm very interested in taking a test to see if I got it before.
Well, I see how they take it. Like they, shove a huge stick in your brain, and then like they take out your brain.
Ooh.
No,
They
it's a long Q-tip they put inside your like nose, and it looks painful. So it's like doesn't look good. But
I thought they do saliva one as well too.
They what?
I thought. Oh no, I probably misinformed about the saliva test.
Oh, saliva test. Well, that's what sucks about it. Like you don't really know you got it until like a week later. That's the killer app for it basically, which is like.
Yeah, it's just like you find out a week later. Like, oh yeah, guess what? You could have AIDS, but you can still mess around for a week.
Yeah,
congratulations,
basically.
you got AIDS.
See, that's if it wasn't for that, if it was like something like at least a day or two, it wouldn't be as bad as it is right now. I mean, that's just me talking out my ass. I don't know. Maybe it would be bad. I don't know. But
I think you are right because then be like, okay, cool. If it's like a good couple of days, then you will recognize that. Okay, maybe I should not be at work or so. Yeah. But then you like pretty much a week later, like, oh yeah, I got coronavirus, and that's like a lot of people like you made in contact with probably will have it as well too.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay. But now it's like trying to get a quote-unquote test for coronavirus is like impossible.
Yeah.
Because you're paying arm and leg for it, which is like, why it's not free?
It's that, and then it's also like there's not a lot of like guidance of like, oh hey, if you want to get tested, go here to here, and we're gonna be open, and test costs this much if you have insurance. And I don't see any advertisements for like getting tested.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think a lot of people, unless they have like the money or the time to get tested and want to find out before they visit like their older parents or something. That's one reason to get tested, but. I don't see like any kind of. I don't even know where I would get tested besides like a hospital, but that would probably be really expensive.
Yeah, and then the waiting room, and chances are you didn't get coronavirus, but guess what?
But
you
then
end
you
up
do get it
in
over
the hospital getting coronavirus.
Yeah, at the hospital.
Damn.
Like, I probably got coronavirus. Okay, sit with these other coronavirus patients.
Yeah, I must like it must. It's hell right now. Go being in a hospital. Just just a big panic. Like I don't want to go to the hospital.
I usually visit a hospital every day for work because they're one of my customers that have been open this entire time, and they need to keep their back room clean. So they've so far have replaced a lot of their computers and keyboards and all that, and like they decontaminate them before you give it to us. But they just want to get rid of it completely because they don't want anything that was a couple months old when the virus is still out there. So hospitals right now are crazy. The one I go to right now, they're crazy busy.
Yeah.
I could believe it.
Yeah, I can imagine because
how everything is.
Yeah, with how everything is. So it's nuts. That's all it is. At least you're doing your precautions, which is like you're gonna put the gloves on.
We're super safe about it, man. Like we leave I guess we collect electronics for the hospital. Let me just say that just so people know. So we leave a bin out and they put the electronics in there, and then we collect it. We sanitize the cart before we touch it, and then we're on our way. Like I don't see people, but like it's no contact, so at least we have that.
Yeah, you just waiting like pretty much like out in your van or whatnot, or car, and then you hear just noises, and you're like, okay, time to go.
Time to load up. Yeah,
it's just like a bank robbery. Like you waiting for them to drop the money off, and then you're like, okay, cool. They're like, okay, cool, let's go.
Yeah.
Do we got all the money? Doesn't matter. It's time to go, man. The man's will be on us.
So how's married life, man? How's it?
Dude, luckily, I married someone that I actually love and love spending time with. So I'm not going to be one of those couples that gets a divorce or in a quarantine.
Yeah, I'm surprised with that. Well, actually, I'm not because everybody and their mama supposedly has secret families. So I guess it's so hard with secret families right now. Cause how you go visit how you go visit your secret family if you in quarantine?
Yeah, man, I don't know how they do it. Another kind of situation I feel bad for is like people that just like recently just moved in together, like that were staying. So it's like, man, you're stuck in quarantine, and now you're finally starting to like know this person, and you hate each other's guts. Like, how do you break up?
You
Get
don't.
out of my apartment.
I feel like we're gonna see a lot of stories about quarantine, like within a couple of years. Might be like in sitcoms or something like that, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I don't want to be reminded of that."
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like how until we start seeing like, because I watch TV right now and I'll see like it'll be a rerun or something, and like you see people gathered together or hugging or shaking hands. I'm like, oh man, it's
It's so dated.
That's the one that's dated right there. You can't go to people's houses anymore.
Yeah, man. It's just like, hey, can't go to no one's house, and you'd be like, oh, okay, that's right. Yeah. So how we gonna hang out? Oh, we just do digitally or whatnot, or Discord,
Zoom. Yeah, I'm doing a Zoom birthday party for one of my friends this weekend. So we're on Zoom, and I'm gonna be drinking alone, but virtually.
Well, you're not drinking alone. I'm pretty sure your wife is gonna be right next to you or be around there.
She'll be in her own device in a different room. I'll be in my office. She'll be in her office. That way we can have our own screens.
We're not Zoom meeting.
Like, yay! Hey, Alex, come to my room. Okay, hey, I'm right here. And then go back to your office. See, I'm at two places.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's the funny thing. I had my birthday through quarantine too, so it's like it's not different. Like me and my older brother had our birthdays through the quarantine, so it's like, whatever.
Well, the cool thing is, Kuma's Corner is open for curbside pickup.
Nice.
If you want to get some burger.
Well, you can.
Maybe I'll stop by. Just
if you download the app, it's $5 off.
Oh snap! They have a Kuma's Corner app.
Yep, they do.
Oh.
Use promo code DeadPixels for 10% off your order.
Exactly. Damn.
They do that. They add an extra $5. Like, what are you doing?
What you doing? No, it's so funny because Instagram, they be like, oh yeah, download the app, you get 5%, not 5%, like $5 off your order. Yeah. Plus, if you want beer, we got beer too. But just like, wait, y'all can get beer? Y'all selling beer as well too? Like, what?
That is something really crazy, isn't it? Like, when you can order a takeout, like they can include like beverages, alcoholic beverages. It's like, why can't y'all have done that like before in the past? Like, why is it now a special rule that you can do it, but like you can never take alcoholic beverage like to go like that? That's
exactly
weird.
They like, no, you cannot. Now it's like, well, quarantine times. You know what? Whatever you can get you through the day. Here you go. Hang in there, champ. We in this together.
Yeah, the rise of like everyone's like, oh yeah, we deliver now. We never did, but now we have to. Like, go through either Postmates or go to
Uber Eats
or
whatnot.
Stuff. They must be going nuts. They must be like going crazy with that stuff too. It's like just driving people everywhere, just dropping off. The Amazon people are going nuts. I see like 5 or 6 Amazon vans inside in my neighborhood. I'm just like, holy crap.
Yo. Well, it doesn't. Hey, I ordered a couple of things off of Amazon, and I'll tell you, low key, Amazon got some good ass clothes. If you want some like basic, nice, plain looking clothes, Amazon got you, dog.
Oh, yeah.
It's Amazon's got like that. You know how like H&M has it's just like nothing's like no brand in your face like clothing. You just pick it up to finish your ensemble, whatever you're wearing. Amazon is the same thing. They got like the same like styles of like just basic colors and like for whatever you need, man. Yeah,
exactly. And the thing is, here's a little tip for all our listeners, all 5 of you guys. No, it's 5 more.
Make notes.
3, just all 3 of us listening to this episode.
Yeah. So only the way you can do it is like it said, oh, the size may vary or the price is like $5.99. I say just look for your size and a different color, and you always get something cheaper because all the prices are different. Like
you can true.
You can get like a gray sweater. I got a gray sweater for like $8.
Damn.
And it's like, I was like, man, that is a good sweater too. It's a good, healthy looking sweater. I'm like, man, I can use this for casual nights if I ever want to go out again.
If you can. Dude, isn't that crazy? It's like, man, if you can. Because, like, man, I'll be buying all these clothes. I'm like, I can't even wear it. I'll be getting all dressed up just to go to Target for 2 things and then go home. So I guess with that, like, what are some things that you guys can't wait to just do again?
I want to eat at a restaurant. No, not eat. I don't know. Honestly,
that might be the first thing I do.
That's the only other
Joe
thing.
was saying the truth. He won't
No,
eat at a
what
restaurant.
I talked about earlier. It's like I want to go back to half price. I want to get the discount stuff. Like, I want to go to the exchange again because they have cool. Well, the exchange also has like curbside stuff. It's like that. How they do it is weird because like you gotta text them and then they search their inventories and then they're like, oh yes, we can do that. And I want to go back
but
to
but at the same time, you want to look
reckless.
at prices.
Yeah, I like the browsing part of it. Like, oh, I want to see what this thing is. That's like probably priority, but it's something I want to do.
It's just like go around and browse through like different sections, or go around like, hey, I want to make the trip to Chinatown for what? Just because I can now or whatnot. I'm curious since I've been in Chinatown around. I wonder if they are shut down and they be like, okay, yeah, we shut down because of Corona, or they just be like, you know what, screw this. We still got business, baby. Chinatown not gonna sell itself.
I feel like
we still need to get this money.
Well, most of the restaurants I'm pretty sure are like, oh yeah, we're all takeouts now only.
Yeah, true, but oh man, Joey's.
We should, yeah.
Yo, bro, I bet them dining rooms are open though. Like they're
exactly.
Just like, come through these beaded doors. Close the door behind you. Just take a seat.
Yeah, like don't worry, we got you. What you want from the secret menu? You are number one customer.
Anyways, what did you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, aside from like going to a restaurant, like more than anything, yeah, like browsing. Like I want to bring back dead businesses. Like I want to go to Tower Records, just go to listen to CDs. I want to go to Blockbuster, but like have it be like for Netflix, or, like the Netflix titles are in the Blockbuster, and I just hit a button and it adds it to my queue.
Oh. Hey man, all that sounds good and gravy, but we not gonna bring back Blockbuster, man.
Let's do it.
Okay, we're the only ones.
Okay, I guess.
Just my collection alone. Just be like, just look at my collection. $2 to rent something.
If not Blockbuster, let's bring back Game Crazy.
Oh God!
Oh, that was so awful. Me and you, all 3 of us behind the counter, giving really awful recommendations to people.
Like, yes, you should buy Bobby Dreamhouse.
You know what? That wouldn't be such a bad idea. Just open up a little game store and just give terrible recommendations while we're just screwing around in the back playing video games. Like.
That does sound like a funny sitcom if you think about it.
Yes, a funny early 2000s sitcom.
Netflix, let's pitch it right now. 3 guys.
We can get 3 seasons.
3 seasons in a movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm looking forward for all this stuff to get done. Pretty much for people just to not go crazy anymore. For people just to be normal again. Not being like batshit insane. For people just not like, oh, I gotta go crazy. Like, I want people just to be like, hey, go back to your normal life.
I don't want to get like punched for giving a hug to someone, or shaking someone's hand.
Or some Karen sees you. You're like just doing outside. Like, hey, you should be at home. Like, I'm just outside. There's also a big rise of like Karen videos on like Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. And you're just like,
oh, you have to mention all these Karens.
I don't know, because there's a whole bunch of it now. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, lots of gatekeepers and just people being like, hey, you should wear your mask. Hey, get back.
It's like, why should I wear my mask? This is America.
Exactly. It just made them more stronger after all this.
Yes, that's one thing. I'm not gonna give no Karens my roses. At all. Like, Karen's,
yeah.
that's just another thing. Jeez.
Yeah.
But also, I want, like, small businesses to come back and succeed once again.
Yeah, but what?
I want to get a good haircut.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to regularly go back to haircuts, I guess, huh?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Like,
Barbers
bro.
should just open up and be like, "Yo, it's $35 for a cut. Sorry, that is what it is, man. I got to make money for the months that I was closing."
Nigga, 35. I wish my haircut is 35. My haircut could be like 45 to 50.
Jeez, bro.
Yeah. But I have to say one thing I do enjoy what quarantine brought me. Free rides on the CTA, baby. Except for the train. But free rides on the CTA.
Just say,
yeah?
bus.
Yeah, buses.
Yeah.
But
Buses are free. Yeah.
Wow.
So you can take the bus for free to anywhere you decide.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just depends. You have to like pretty much deal with like the parklet, but it's okay. It's free.
That's your trade-off.
It's like whatever. Put my headphones on. I'm like, where you gonna go? I don't know. I'm just gonna travel. It's free on the Pace. It's free on the CTA as well.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. It just if you go and get like the train one, like any trains, then you have to pay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I see you always posting those like, oh, I'm on a train, and there's like no one on there.
Yep. No one's on the train because guess what? Well, no one takes the yellow line because who will take the yellow line except for crazy? Unless you want to go to the Target or Skokie downtown, which there's nothing going on in Skokie downtown because it's Skokie downtown.
That's what I want to do when everything opens up again. I want to go back to Ignite Gaming Lounge and
if it ever opens up again.
I don't know, man. It's such a fun thing. Like if you thought about it, I feel like, man, what about the businesses that were like about to open up in 2022 and then this happens? It's such a sad thing to think about. Like, damn.
Yeah. What businesses are you guys happy to see closed?
I don't know. I'm not technically happy for any of that because that's a loss right there.
Mm-hmm.
What was like, Jesus, I'm trying to think.
How about like little mall like islands the ones that sell like stuffed frogs and just,
Sure, I
or
guess.
like cell phone accessories and.
Look, man, I used to work in the mall. Okay, so I missed the mall.
Yeah.
No, I miss the mall too. I mean, I used to work at the Target at the Hip, but like I get it.
I used to work at Old Orchard, so I do miss it.
Ah, right.
It's more fancier.
It's more. Yeah, they were. That's the thing.
The Hip is still open, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, only for 2 stores.
Which stores? Hot Topic?
Best Buy and on Target.
Oh, okay. I see.
Duh.
I want to go back to Hot Topic.
I think also one thing you have to say what quarantine did good as well is they made Best Buy is like, hey, curbside pickup.
I don't know. I still like going into Best Buy. Looking at the
There's
stuff.
There's nothing used to go in Best Buy no more.
I mean,
You want to look at TVs, but it's just like now, just like hey, what you want? Order pickup? Okay, cool. That's it.
I will go to Best Buy just so I can go through Amazon. Like, okay, I like that TV. Let me see what
yeah, that is true.
Well, you get TVs all the time, so I'm pretty sure you just like TV shopping, please. I just have to wait for a couple of days.
I want a 720p off-brand model TV.
And anytime a Vizio comes in, I get really excited, and it doesn't work because Vizios are very terribly made. They don't put.
I got
glue.
a Vizio, and it works just fine.
No, that's the thing is they work perfect, but how they put the TV together, they don't connect the power board correctly. So people would bring in, they're like, "Oh, my TV doesn't work. It doesn't turn on." I'm like, "Yes, it does work. We'll make it work, and I'm gonna keep it." So great.
So okay, what do you mean? Go in details of example, how you say.
Okay. Someone would drop off the 70-inch Vizio I got in my living room right now. Someone dropped it I just bought this TV and Vizio isn't giving back their money, because it's been blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. It sucks for you guys. Thank you for recycling. They go out the door. And I, open up the TV, and it's just 6 screws, and I open it up, and then the TV has a board for the computer that makes it smart, the smart TV functions or whatever, and then it has a power board which gives it power, and then the thing that connects both of those boards is usually loose on Vizio TVs. There's,
man.
they have really bad quality control, so it's just. you just solder it together with a little bit of metal, and it boots back up. Perfect, man. It's great.
Damn.
So you saying like over time it's just like what, just for like the
Vizio
piece
does
like
not
why
care
it
about what
works?
they do. They're just like, send it out there. I don't care. It's missing the screen. I don't care. Just get out of here.
Yeah, it literally is that. Like, they may be producing the TVs too fast for them to make, solid connections on the board. Or maybe they're just doing it so that, after 4 years they get customers into the habit of buying a new TV every 4 to 5 years. It could be either or, because people, they like to buy new things,
That's true.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I always was curious to like just about like certain things like, oh my, no, it's not connecting them with this net, and just like, oh well, everything's fine. It's just pretty much this piece over time. It's just like, hey, it just get loose, and I just wonder, is it just the wiring of it, just like pretty much just over time, it's just like, oh, it's just faulty wiring, or just like, no, just poorly constructed.
Yeah, it could be just a bad, pieces do, components do fail over time, or you could just get unlucky and just get a bad component from the start. But yeah, I mean, there is, for the same reasons why the newer iPhones, like I used to be able to just take apart the screen of my iPhone, replace it with a new screen, replace the battery if I wanted to. But the new iPhones, you need some like clamps and vacuums, and you need to heat the glass up to a certain temperature without breaking it. It's really impossible to self-service your device, and they just want you to just buy new technology every 3 to 4 years, because that's what makes money. There isn't so much same thing for like the consoles. They don't want you to repair your console. They want you to send it in so that you pay the $200 for them to look at for, and then the $80 shipping that I used to pay when my Xbox would red ring.
I was about to say like the red ring. I got that once and it was awful.
Yes, I sent one Xbox 360 3 times back into Microsoft.
Okay, here's the thing. What I feel like probably contributed to that, because this happened to me twice, which I feel like that's how I red ringed. Was back then they had like the little thing in the back that you switch from HD to component, or regular coaxial to component. I'd done that probably like once or twice when I switched from like HD to regular component TV, and they red ringed it. I'm just like, oh my god, what the hell? And now I was like, oh, that's weird. I didn't know why I did that. And I went to my friend's house later, probably like a couple months later, and I did. And he's like, he got a TV. And I'm like, oh, just switch it to HD. He's like, oh, okay. He switch it to HD. Then that red ringed his Xbox. And I'm just like, maybe it's not. Maybe that's how it is. I don't know. I've never really done it with anyone else's Xbox.
Well, I just think it would just have the component and HD. I think it was just too much for that. It just overheats itself.
That was a shame.
That's so fun. More than anything, I remember like during that time, like there was a lot of like fixes for it, like including there was just a lot of crazy methods. Like some people would like literally like bake their Xboxes like in an oven in a low heat. Or like put it, or like cover it with towels to make it overheat for it to work.
I don't get that.
It would work. So I don't know how. Like I don't know how science did it, but sometimes that shit would work.
I literally saw a video of someone squeezing their Xbox and it worked. I'm just like, oh, maybe I can try that, and it didn't.
It was like back in the day.
Here I am squeezing an Xbox like a sucker. I'm just like, oh, they did it on a YouTube video. This must work. But yeah, I saw the towel trick. I'm just like, I wonder if I tried it too and it didn't. I don't know how to do it.
It's just like, what are you doing, sucker?
But now, I mean, luckily I don't see a lot of like reports of like consoles doing that. Unless the last one that did that was like if you updated your PlayStation, with this one update, it would brick it. But they stopped that update.
Yeah. So are you guys gonna get the PS5 or the new Xbox on launch?
I really want to. I want to get the Xbox because they're doing good right now. I like what they're doing with their brand of like, the Game Pass is kind of the big selling point for it. PlayStation now, they're like, what are you guys doing? They're like, oh, you'll have this one game here for a month, and I think it was like, oh yeah, you can only stream it. Well, they're doing it now where it's like, oh yeah, you can download it now, but Xbox has a better way of doing it. Like, oh yeah, you can download the games. we have a good selection of games too. Back then it wasn't. The selection was kind of like spotty.
Like back in the day of Xbox Game Pass, it was like, eh.
Yeah.
It was like it was okay, but it's not like something like, oh, you can brag about. It's like, oh, you're paying for the future. It's like Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Paying for the future.
And what the Series X is doing is like, oh yeah, a lot of the older stuff you already have. What they say is like, oh yeah, your controllers will work with it. It's like, that's cool. I like that. Although you do want to get better controller with it, at least the newer ones.
Well, you will get a better controller. It's just the thing is, you will, say you invest in 4 to 6 different controllers. Guess what? Then you got I got 7 to 8 controllers now
The Xbox Series. I do have that many controllers.
Yes.
But yeah, the Series X, I just really wish it was named something differently, because people are like, oh, is that the Xbox One X? Like, no, it's the Series X. Like, what? People it's just going to throw mass confusion. It's like calling it the Wii U. Like, what, is that a new console? Like, no, it's
that's really what caused the Wii U to fail. It's just that it sounded too similar to the original Wii.
Yeah, exactly. Since you're on here, why don't you defend the Ouya?
Ouya, dude, that piece of shit. Used it maybe a few times, and then I was like, this is just an Android on a TV. And then I just ended up hacking it, and just not even hacking it. I just put ROMs on it for a little bit, and I kept it at work. And I rarely use it. I'm like, this is garbage. They never had any support, dude. They just took the money and ran.
Yeah.
They're
not supporting it anymore, right? There's no more new games coming out on it, or just what's going on?
Yeah, there was no proprietary games, and it really was just games that you would find on your phone, just slightly better, upscaled a little bit, and more than anything, oh god, just taught me a hard lesson in just waiting for a console to come out for a little bit, any console, and just waiting to see what the game library looks like for a while.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I made the same mistake with the PS4.
Hey, at least you didn't get the Stadia. That's the thing.
Oh god, yeah. I was totally against that, because I'm like, internet connections aren't there yet. They're just not there. They're really fast. Yeah, I mean, everyone's got gigabit internet, or some people have gigabit internet now. But
it's not enough
with servers. Yeah, it's not enough, dude. You're still going to get a lot of big input lag. I'm still a very firm believer in physically owning all my games.
That's me too. I'm in that realm too. Like, I want to hold the game, just be like, look, I can display it.
I don't have to rely on anyone's server for me to access it. That's why it's like, okay. With PS5, I'm glad I'm not sure if Xbox is doing physical media too.
I'm pretty sure they still are.
They're going to.
Because they were supposed to have a whole thing of the Xbox One X is the all digital version, and just like, oh, that's weird.
No, thank you. No, thanks.
I don't like that either.
I want to wait at least a year until I pick up either console.
Yeah, I want to wait too.
Usually that first year, it's always those games that are meant for the console beforehand, and they just upscale it. I've seen some exclusive games like that Samurai game.
Ghost of Tsushima is that for me is that'd be a seller right there if I want to get. Also, it's just the other stuff that the feature of we'll have these games eventually on the PS5. Like God of War 2 and Spider-Man 2. Those are the games I will definitely get the new system just for those games, because
But I would say it's I'm afraid to get not afraid, but since I still have the old PlayStation 5, not the Pro, buying Final Fantasy the remake or Ghost of Tsushima, I know it runs pretty terribly on the old console and everything else. It runs pretty good on the the half consoles kind of screw up everybody though with the graphics thing.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's a half console upgrade. So some of these games look pretty good if you got the special edition console for it. But if you got the regular one, it looks okay. It looks great, but it's not the best.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
I still have a lot of PS4, and it plays. I'm playing World War Z on it, and it's so funny. The game looks really, really, really bad, and then it just sounds like a jet engine with the fans. I feel like I get a lot less zombies on my screen than other players, just because they can't handle it.
World War Z is free on Game Pass, man. Just get it. get an Xbox.
Yeah, I got it on PlayStation, and my friend gave it to me because he was a big player in it, and now that crossplay is available, I might just get it for the PC because, yeah, my PlayStation is aging. And, you know, with the PS5 and the Xbox, I might just wait until those half consoles come out for them because that's what I'm afraid of. I don't want to get a PS5 and then a year and a half later the PS5 Pro comes out.
Yeah, or it probably come out at the same time too. Like, oh, guess what? There's a special edition for the PlayStation 5. It's the cheap edition, it's the costume edition, and then there's the master edition.
Remember when they released those consoles with only 500 gigs each in the beginning?
Oh my god,
that was such like a bad oversight of like 500 gigs and like almost 100 of it goes away to like something.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, I forgot these games with all these patch notes and all this stuff comes here. Good idea.
It was so bad. I remember like I'm running out of games. You can only get Red Dead Redemption 2, and then that's the only game you can have on the console. if you only have the regular console.
Well, Warzone is like that too. It's a free game right now. It takes 300 gigabytes of space.
Like, see, that's the thing is, I was like, I want to like download Warzone, but I know it's like it takes so much memory, so I'm like, I cannot.
We should all have a Warzone party, all three of us on the PlayStation.
But you don't have. But you need PlayStation Plus.
I don't think you need it though.
It's crossplay. You don't need PlayStation Plus. I think it just runs off of their servers.
We should go back in the old school days. Have we ever played all three of us inside an online game?
No.
That's what I thought. I always thought like I think we just played Halo or Halo 3 or something.
I played with you. I played Halo with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lorne.
Really?
Not for me. No, I never got into Halo.
Black Ops? Not even Black Ops?
Nope.
Damn. I would have thought we all would have, joined that thing right there. Huh.
Yeah, I wasn't a big Call of Duty guy. Like, my friends would play zombies and all that kind of stuff, but this is the first Call of Duty that really grabbed my attention. Just because it came out in the perfect time. Not only that it was free, but it was like, oh, it's cross-play too, and I was like finishing up building my PC at the time, so I'm like, all right, cool. Time to play some games with my friends.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
fun. Anyway.
If you guys need, those hard drives for your PlayStation, just let me know, man. I'll send out a terabyte. You can just connect it with the USB. I don't know if Xbox is the same thing with extended storage.
My Xbox is way more responsive to hard drives than the PS4 is. I remember because I connected my WD storage onto the Xbox. Like, okay, that works. And then I did it for I got a newer one. I think it was something else, and I kind of get to the PS4, and it's like, we don't recognize this. I'm like, what the hell? So I just switched storages, and I'm just like, oh, that sucks.
PlayStation, it's finicky. You need a USB 3.0,
mm-hmm.
a hard drive, and then you got to format it into a specific way. I heard it's super simple, so.
Yeah, you just plug in, and then there you go.
Well, the Xbox. What I feel bad is the Xbox One X kind of only had like 2 years to be in the spotlight, And then they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to replace it with the Series X. I'm like, damn, what the hell? It barely had time in the sun.
Well, you just only have to say it's like, whoop.
We'll see what happens with those consoles, though. Because when you say, like, yeah, it might come out, like, I feel like it also might come out, too. But that's the thing, like, since everyone's in quarantine, if it came out now, it would be a hot topic right there.
I don't see any reason why they should delay it. I mean, people are going to be... Gaming is very strong right now, and more than anything, if that second stimulus check comes around, people are going to be spending that whole stack and a half on a new console and some games, a controller.
I want to see what the price points of those are too, because PlayStation was lucky to be like, oh yeah, we're $100 cheaper than the Xbox One. So they were like, they dominated basically. Well, it's kind of hard to say.
$500, I thought, right? PlayStation 5.
I don't know what the price points are. I don't know what they.
Yeah. Apparently, it's like the same, like 400 to 500. Apparently, around that price range.
Yeah, that's gonna be it right there. Because they were dumb enough to be like, oh, when the PlayStation 3 comes out, it's gonna be $600. I'm like, okay. they
Yeah. Remember when that was a thing?
Yeah.
Reselling them for $1,200.
Oh,
there's a shortage.
Oh
I had the yellow light of death in my original big PlayStation 3. It sucked.
Oh my god.
I had to. I was like that was the one that played the backwards compatible games. Oh, yeah, that's also one of the reasons why I want to get the Series X too, because like it's gonna be backwards compatible with a lot of the games. PlayStation 5 say they say it's gonna be like, oh yeah, it might be. So that's why I was like, I'm not sure.
It can, maybe not. Fingers crossed.
Also, with the Series X, it's like, oh yeah, if you buy like Cyberpunk 2099 on the Xbox regular, well, Xbox One, you can upgrade to free for the Series X when it comes out. I'm like, see, that's cool.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, I like that. So that's why I'm like, I'm liking what Xbox One is doing. They just don't have the game support. It's kind of like, it's cool, but they don't have the exclusives. And PlayStation has the exclusives where you're like, yeah, I want that. If they make a Cuphead too, hey, I get that in a heartbeat on the Series X.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Nintendo Switch is like, all right, well, here's Animal Crossing. Fuck y'all.
Also,
the
new Paper Mario is going to come out on it. I don't know if you're all into the Paper Mario.
Yeah. I really love the one for the N64. I know another one came out afterwards, and I didn't get into that one.
I only played the Wii version.
Oh, because you are a Wii.
You'll take a Wii on you.
Whoa, now.
Anyway, so yeah, I guess we'll see you all next time. It's been an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
Of us talking. Yeah, I know it doesn't feel like it because we're just like, I haven't seen each other in such a long time.
So we're doing an intermission right now, so we can do the other 3 hours later.
To Joe Rogan experience.
Oh,
so
hey,
protein.
Jamie put that up. Oh yeah, he's not gonna be on YouTube anymore. He's gonna be on like Spotify only, which is a weird ass thing. I'm like, what the hell? Okay.
Wait, what?
Joe Rogan's leaving YouTube, and he's gonna put all of his podcasts on Spotify. It's gonna be exclusive on there. I'm like, what the hell? Okay.
Wow.
Honestly,
Jamie, look it up. Look up on Spotify.
I can't do that anymore. But yeah, we'll sign off now. We'll just go to our site, the deadpixelsinternet.podbean.com. All the episodes are on there. When was the last time that I think the last time that Alex was on here when Dunkirk came out, which was 2017 or something like that. It must have been.
It was a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, go to our site, go to our Facebook, facebook.com/the dead pixels of the internet. Like the page. Go to our YouTube, Dead Pixels Internet.
Yep.
Anything to plug?
I'm breaking up, so I can't say anything.
Okay. Yeah. Follow Joe and Lorne. I don't really have an online presence unless you want to, follow me on Snapchat. Hollis to Alex.
That's so weird. I've never seen anyone.
It's a very non-committal social media platform, which I enjoy very much. You don't have to do much on it.
No, you don't. You don't have to do anything on it, actually.
No, you're just part of it. That's it. Thanks, guys.
Go to our Twitter. Mine's at Joe Manuel. Lauren's at Broken Hexagram.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Anyways, go to our Spotify. Go to our Apple Podcasts and all that stuff. Hey Alex, it was great having you on.
Thanks. It's a lot of fun, and it was great, really, really fun to hear you guys announce that this podcast is also moving exclusively to Spotify Premium.
Yeah, we got paid the big bucks on there too.
Take care, guys.
All right then.
Take care.
All right, this has been the Dead Pixels Internet.
Yeah.